Moving on to round three, Eli Raridon, tight end from Notre Dame, and he's a big guy. Started all of his games last year, played in all 16 games the year before, 482 yards on 12 receptions, so not a lot of receptions, but definitely could turn out to be more of a blocking tight end, really complement Hunter Henry well.
Yeah, I agree. And, some of those stats, it's funny, we just had a chance to talk to his offensive coordinator and tight ends coach at Notre Dame on our Next Pats podcast. And, he was laughing, it sounds like we're giving Raridon a hard time this past year at Notre Dame because he had a number of plays where he was tackled just short of the goal line. And so he ended up with 0 touchdowns. So it's like, you drafted a guy in the third round at the tight end spot and he couldn't even get in the end zone. I don't know if that's like indicative of what he is as a player. He's a big target. He's got good hands. He was a great basketball player in high school. So I think that speaks to his athleticism. I think one of the reasons he fell to where he fell, Sam, and he ended up being, I think he was the 7th or 8th tight end drafted. It was a deep tight end draft class this year, and a bunch of them went off the board on day 2. But one of the reasons I think he fell was he does have an injury history. So, you want to make sure that everything checks out there in terms of the medicals. And I'm sure for the Patriots, they were comfortable with it if they were willing to take him in the third round. But he tore his ACL playing basketball, actually, his last year in high school, came back really quickly, worked his tail off to be able to come back. But then as a freshman at Notre Dame, as a football player, tore it again. So same knee, same injury in a pretty short period of time. I think that maybe made some teams a little nervous. But when you look at his traits and his size, he's 6'6", he's 250 pounds. You look at him, he could actually add a little bit more weight, is what scouts have told me. He's a very willing blocker. He's somebody who's athletic enough to sort of stretch defenses down the seam, down the middle of the field. So, I think as a player, he has the real opportunity to be like a Drake May security blanket for the long term. And I think even this coming year, what could be really interesting is Josh McDaniels playing around these different personnel packages where, okay, maybe there's multiple tight ends on the field. There's multiple backs on the field. They just signed a fullback in Reggie Gilliam this past offseason. They signed a tight end as well to pair with Hunter Henry. So now you've got like 3 or 4 backs you're comfortable with. You've got like 3 tight ends you're comfortable with. You could use these guys in a lot of different ways. We think A.J. Brown's coming aboard eventually here too. Josh McDaniels could get really, really creative with how he uses them all and really pose problems to opposing defenses. So I think that the Eli Raridon pick is a good one for the future too, right? Hunter Henry's probably closer to the end than the beginning. Similar conversation as what we were saying about Morgan Moses. But I think even this coming year, you could see those guys work together and really create some interesting personnel packages offensively.
Definitely